camera set up. I'm super excited about this event. This is going to be great. I'm super happy for everybody who registered, who's joining live, who's watching on YouTube. Like, it's going to be phenomenal. Let me just make sure everything is correct. 1 second. Switch account. Registered, who's joining live. Oh, beautiful. There it is. Okay. YouTube, like, it's going to be phenomenal. Let me just make sure. Let me mute this. Here. Okay. But they can still hear me because I'm not muted on Zoom. So just wanted to make sure. Okay, beautiful. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Let's see what we have in the chat. Taylor is calling in from Houston. Hey, Taylor, how are you? I am super excited about this event. So this is In God We Trust, right? How to claim your inheritance. This is an event that I came up with probably a couple days ago and literally just launched it because it was time. So if you're new to me, or if this is your first time, hearing me speak, we're going to talk a little bit about what it means, right? In God we trust. We're going to talk about, your inheritance. We're going to talk about how to claim your inheritance. And then we're going to have a Q&A session. So I'll answer any questions that you guys have. We are live streaming on YouTube and on TikTok. So if there's questions on either, whatever platform, then we will answer those. And then we'll have a decision-making moment, right? You'll have a moment to actually claim your inheritance, right? To make the decision to do that. So if this is your first time, being on an event with me, I'll just give you guys a little backstory. So I've been in this space of personal development, spirituality, manifestation for about 4.5 years, right? So I started in May of 2020. I got involved with Bob Proctor. If you're familiar with him, I started with Bob Proctor and I started with his program, right? And I started to, shift my life in a lot of ways. I started to, make more money. I started losing weight. I started attracting better relationships. I started to, really kind of manifest some things, but I noticed that it wasn't permanent, right? I wasn't permanently manifesting. And that's not what, I want you guys to know how to permanently transform your life, right? I don't want you to have intermittent manifestations. Oh, I just make some more money once, or I'm able to increase my income, but then it goes down. I find the relationship, but then I lose it. Like, I want you guys to be permanently transformed. So this year in April, I think around April, I got in contact with another mentor. And that's when things really started to shift for me, right? That's when things really started to expand, and has brought me to where we are now. If you're not aware, I do have a beautiful baby boy. His name is Houston. He is in the background. So if you hear a baby, that's who or what you hear. I'm a mompreneur. I have my son all the time. I'm very much so involved in his life, but I'm very much so involved in my business. He is not somebody or someone that I put on social media or have in any of my content, but you will hear him. So if at any point, during the live, he gets a little agitated, then I will, step aside, do what I need to do and come back. Right. But I got into back into this study after I had my son, and everything started to shift, right? I had this kind of awakening when I became a mom, right? I had this identity shift that was pretty much instant, right? I was no longer operating as Maya Simone, right? I was now Houston's mom. And that really catapulted me into getting back into my business. Everything that I've done so far has been focused on, has been under the Mindful Success Methods umbrella, right? But now I'm rebranding into the Great School of Life, okay? So I said all that to say, God told me that you guys were ready to claim your inheritance. I have been very, in my spirituality lately, being very connected with spirit, with God, whatever and before I go forward, if the word God does not resonate with you, please change it to whatever words make you feel great, right? If it's universe, if it's source, if it's infinite intelligence, if it's science, like, whatever it is, take the word God and use whatever word makes you feel comfortable. Whatever word connects you to the creator is the word that I want you to use, right? I use the God language. I do come from a Christian background, but I'm more into the spiritual side of things now, but I still use the God language. But again, if that does not resonate with you, please use whatever word makes you feel connected, right? So I've gotten into, really close with in tune with my spirituality, connecting with God. And about a month and a half ago, I had this idea, and I like to say that God told me to do this, right? I believe that every idea that we have, even the idea that you guys had to get onto this live event, was God speaking through you, right? That was God's idea planted in you that you then acted on, right? So God gave me the idea to create 50 millionaires, right? And he told me to start with my family and friends. Now, I was hesitant, right? And this is another piece that I want you guys, we'll talk about in this live event is making decisions, right? And making decisions from the version of you that has the life that you want to live, right? So God was like, hey, Simone, 50 millionaires. I'm planting the idea in you. You're going to make this happen. I said, okay, God, cool. No problem. I can do that. Right. Because I've always had I've always wanted to be a teacher, always wanted to be someone that helped the world. That's why I played that song on here, right? I Am Here by Beyonce, or I Was Here by Beyonce. It's very much so how I feel about what my life purpose is. So God said, hey, Maya, you need to create 50 millionaires. And I want you to start with your family and friends. And I was hesitant, right? I had this story playing in my head. Oh, well, I've reached out to my family before about different business endeavors. I've reached out to them about something similar to this in the past. Like, I've done all these things, guy. Like, I'm gonna shy away from them. I'm gonna reach out to strangers, right? I'll talk to people I don't know because that makes me feel more comfortable, right? And I did it for maybe a couple of days. I reached out to some people, and then I got this realization that I am literally hindering the success, God's work, right? By cowering, by reaching out to people I don't know, by not going to the network of people that I already have relationships with, right? And I was like, you know what? God told me to do this. Clearly, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to go ahead and reach out to my family and friends. So I started to do that. And I put a lot out on social media, and that's probably how you got here. So I said all that to say, I am super grateful for everybody that's here, and I'm ready to help you guys get to whatever it is that you're looking for. I'm gonna I'm sorry, hold on. Let me see if I can. Addie, are you able to mute? I'm sorry, love. I'm sure I could do it. I got to figure out how. But yeah, so a little bit of backstory about me, but this event is about you. This is not about me. This is about you. I want you to know, like I said, that this event is God speaking to you through me. And the fact that you took the initiative to get on this event is God speaking through you, acting through you, okay? So this event is called In God We Trust, right? And I've been reading a book called You Too Can Be Prosperous. And we'll talk a little bit about this book, right? You Too Can Be Prosperous. If you do not have this book, I would absolutely get it right now, today, immediately, right? And this is a book that has really broadened my awareness around what it means to be rich, what it means to be prosperous, what it means to be abundant, right? What it means to actually live a fulfilling life, right? In God we trust, right? That statement. It's not something that I really thought about much before I read this book. I started reading this book maybe about a week and a half ago, maybe about 10 to 11 days, right? That wasn't a statement that I really thought about. And, I'm not really one that has physical money. Typically, normally, I use my card or I use, Apple Pay. So I don't really have physical money very often, right? But in this book, he talks about how the In God We Trust, that wording is literally on the money that we use in this world, right? It says, In God We Trust. When it comes to claiming your inheritance, when it comes to claiming all that God has provided, promised to you, right? We get caught up in the actual money. We are getting caught up in the actual riches, right? So if I ask you guys right now, and I've got you on YouTube, I've got you on TikTok, I've got you on Zoom. If I asked you right now, what is stopping you from claiming your inheritance? What is stopping you from having more in your experience? What would you tell me? So you guys can just put it in the chat, right? What is stopping you? What is stopping you from claiming your inheritance? Right? I want you guys to be engaged. I want you to think about these things, and I want you to let me know in the comments. What is stopping you from claiming your inheritance? What do you think is in the way? Hi, Lala. How are you, love? What do you all think is in the way of you claiming your inheritance? I know y'all hear Houston in the background. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm trying to, here we go. Okay, great. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's see what's coming in. Woo, powerful. Okay. So Taylor says, I didn't even know I had an inheritance. That is there's a quote that I always, I have it on my emails. I probably have said it. If you've talked to me before, I've said this quote to you, right? You cannot escape from a prison if you do not know you're in one, right? Taylor cannot claim the inheritance that is hers if she doesn't even know she has an inheritance, right? How are you going to get something that you don't even know is yours, right? So just the awareness, right? And that's what this whole live, your whole life is about, is about becoming more aware, right? When we talk about manifesting, when we talk about manifestation, we're not talking about creating something that doesn't exist. Everything exists right now. Everything in your inheritance exists right now. The money you want exists. The house you want exists. The food you want exists. The car you want, the man you want, the woman you want, the partners you want, the mental health you want, the spirituality you want, the job, the business, the career, whatever you want, it already exists. So when it comes to manifestation, you're not creating something that is not here, right? Creation is done. What you're doing is you're making it visible. You're becoming aware of what is already yours, right? So it may be that some of us don't even know that we have an inheritance. We're not even aware of this promise that God literally gave us from our inception, right? So when I say that, you have an inheritance, whatever it is that you desire, I don't care what it is, whatever it is that you desire, the desire that you have is God speaking to you. So the fact that you got on this event, the fact that you want more money, you want better friends, you want a better life, you want, more income, you want more, the wanting more, the desire that's in you is literally God speaking to you, because we are all spiritual beings. Okay. So I'm gonna try not to get too deep on this live, right? Because we only have about an hour and we may be able to spill over into the Q&A, but we are all spiritual beings. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a spiritual being, right? Before you got on this live, there is a very big chance that you thought that you were a human being, right? I'm just a human, I'm just here living, there was maybe you thought there was a big bang, or, you do believe in God, or you do believe in, religion, and, we came from however we evolved and we're just here, right? But we're human beings. You are not a human being, okay? You are a spiritual being having a human experience. There is a very big difference in the power that you have believing that you are a spiritual being and a human being, okay? So if you're a spiritual being, that means that you are of spirit, right? I know you guys have probably heard, and give me 1 second. Let me get his passy real quick. One thing y'all know about Simone is she is a mama, baby, a mama first, okay? A teacher immediately after. But you are a spiritual being. So what does that mean? What does it mean to be a spiritual being? That means that you are of spirit. You are of your creator. I and my Father are one. Okay. You are of whatever you believe to be true as far as a creator, of God, of spirit, of source, of universe, of infinite intelligence. Like whatever word resonates with you, you are of your creator. So what does that mean? Right? All things that God is, that spirit is, that source is, you are. Okay, so don't let this, let me say it again. All the things that God is, spirit is, source is, universe is, you are. Okay, you are one. You cannot be separated from your source. So you being a spiritual being, right? You're a spiritual being. You have an intellect. You have a mind, right? You have your imagination. You have all of these tools, creative tools, right? But you live in a physical body. You live in a human vessel, okay? Believing that you're a human being and knowing that you are a spiritual being with all the powers of God living in a human body is very, very different. Will have you operate very differently in the world, right? And that's what this live event is about. It's about awakening you to the inheritance that you are owed, that you are due based on you being a part of God. Okay. The thing with this is though, right? The live is In God We Trust, how to claim your inheritance. The inheritance is yours, absolutely. Taylor's inheritance is hers. Addie's inheritance is hers. M. Simone's inheritance is hers. Houston has his own inheritance. Before I go further, I want you guys to know this as well. Nobody can claim your inheritance. There is no one else on the planet in this world that can claim what is yours. Taylor has a piece of infinity that has her name on it. M. Simone has a piece of infinity that has her name on it. Addie has a piece of infinity, a piece of her inheritance, a piece of the pie that has her name on it. No one can claim your inheritance but you, okay? So if we're looking outside of ourselves and we're seeing other people that have money, or we're seeing other people that have riches and we have envy or jealousy towards them, right? Two things are happening. One, you're putting your energy to create or to claim your inheritance, right? You're putting that energy on somebody else's inheritance and you're focused on why they have it and you don't, right? In order for you to get your inheritance, you have to shut out everything outside of you and focus on you and focus on your relationship with God. Nobody can claim your inheritance. It is yours and it is yours only. You having $1 million does not take away from M. Simone having $1 million. You having 30,000 clients every year does not take away from M. Simone having 30,000 clients every year. We live in an abundant universe. We live in an abundant world. There is no such thing as lack. Okay? So when it comes to your inheritance, right? When it comes to you being a spiritual being, you have an inheritance. What does that mean? Right? That means that while you are physically on this earth, while you are a human being in a physical vessel, God has promised you all that you can desire to create a fulfilling life. God does not want you struggling. If God is omnipresent, and God is an all-powerful being, and God is abundant, and God is source, and God is all of these things, and we are part of God, how is it that God wants us to be struggling? Wants us to be in poverty, wants us to be worried, doubtful, anxious? If God is not, is a perfect being, is an all-powerful being, is about abundance, prosperity, and expansion, we must be too, right? But since we're spiritual beings having a human experience, we allow our human world, we allow the physical world to tell us if or if not, or if we're successful or not. We let the money in our bank account tell us, oh, well, I don't have any money, so I guess I can't, I guess I can't be successful because I can't invest in my business because I don't have any money. I can't be successful because I can't invest in my business and I don't have any money, so I can't get any clients to get some money to invest in my business, right? The job I have, I don't make enough money at my job. I don't have the support. I don't have clients. I don't have marketing. I don't have the visibility. There's so many things in our outside world that is trying to tell us that we are not successful. Okay. But when you were born, when you were the moment that you were created through your mother and father, the moment that you were created, you were inherently worthy, successful, confident, faithful, and good. You were born with this inheritance. You were born with the success. You were born with everything you need to be successful. Everything. You were born with all the tools that you need to be successful. Okay. So why then is it that you're not seeing success? Or why is it that, you're not making the money you want to make, or you don't have the relationships that you want to have? Right? In this book, You Too Can Be Prosperous. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Well, this is not what I wanted, but this is perfect, right? So this is spot on. So in this book, and again, it's called You Too Can Be Prosperous. If you do not have this book, go get it. You can listen to it on YouTube. Hello, Miss Keys. How are you, love? You can listen to it on YouTube as an audiobook. I would recommend that, but I also recommend getting the actual book so you can hear it and see it. But in this book, right, he says, for he that hath, to him shall be given, and he that hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he hath. Right? I don't know if you guys have heard that before, but I'm gonna make it a little bit more clear as far as just plain terms, right? For the person that has, he will be given more. She will be given more. For the person that has, they will be given more. Okay? For the person that doesn't have, even that which he thinks he has will be taken away. Okay? Let's go a little bit deeper. Why is it that there's some people in the world that have more money than they could ever think about spending? They've got billions of dollars. They got gajillions of dollars. Why is it that some people have so much money, right? And so much wealth, or so much abundance, so much prosperity, whatever that means to you. And there's other people that are struggling, right? How is it that if it's raining outside, I could see that as, oh my gosh, I love when it rains. That means I get to stay inside. That means I get to cuddle by the fireplace. That means I get to have a little hot cocoa. And somebody else sees that same exact rain and they're like, I had so many things I need to do today. Now I can't do it because it's raining. I never can do what I need to do. Everything's pushed back. Everything's going to go wrong. Whoa, 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 whoa. How is it that two people are looking at the same exact perspective or same exact situation, but have totally different perspectives, right? One more time, what's the book? Oh, sorry, no worries. You Too Can Be Prosperous. I don't know if you guys can see it because it's got I got my background, but You Too, come on now. You Too Can Be Prosperous. I'll put it in I'm also going to send you guys a link for it, but yes, You Too Can Be Prosperous, Addie. That's the book, right? In this book, one of the things that you'll learn, one of the defining characteristics of this book and of everything that I teach and of everything that I want you to consume from this live today, is that life is a state of consciousness. Okay? Life is a state of consciousness. What does that mean? What does it mean to say that life is a state of consciousness? You're welcome, love, right? All that you have, are, experience is a direct reflection of your consciousness. It is a direct reflection of who you believe you are, what you believe is true about the world, what you believe is true in your relation to it, and what you believe is possible, okay? Your consciousness is your beliefs, your mindset, your thoughts, your feelings. All of this encompasses your consciousness, right? So in this book, let's go back to what the statement was, and let's add that in there, right? So the statement was, for he that hath, it shall be given. right? So let's add this. For him that, or let's say for him or her, right? For him or her that has the consciousness of success, to him or her shall it be given. And to him or her that does not have the consciousness of success, from him or her shall be taken even that which they think they have. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. The life that you are living currently, everything that you have accomplished or not accomplished, right? All the things that you've been able to create or not create, right? The money, the friends, the fame, all, you know, the business, all of it is a state of your consciousness. It is nothing else. We live in an abundant universe. We live in a world of abundance. Right now, if I asked you, right? If I asked you if you lived in abundance, right? Or, hold on one second. Hold this low. Hold up. If I asked you if you lived in abundance, right? Or if I asked you if you live in a prosperous world, or if I asked you, you know, if you feel like you are successful, right? It's going to be based on the beliefs that you hold about those things, right? Money in the bank is not prosperity. Having money sitting in your bank account is not prosperity, right? Prosperity is the feeling that you have when your money is circulated. So if the book is telling us that we must have a consciousness of success to have success, and the reason that we don't have success currently is because we have a consciousness of lack. Now, yeah, let me stay there. It's only because of the consciousness. It's nothing outside of you. Everything outside of you is a direct reflection of what you believe to be true for you. The job that you're working right now, you chose that job unconsciously or consciously based on what you believe to be true. If you're a business owner, you chose your business opportunity based on your consciousness, what you believe is or is not true, right? For people, and I've been talking about this a lot on social media. There's a lot of people on social media that are doing very well. I mean, they are just exceeding all expectations. And then you have a lot of other people who are doing the exact same thing as these people, but they have no success, right? They're not making sales. They're not getting, clients. They're not producing the results that they want to have, but they're using the exact same strategy, exact same platform, have the exact same followers, right? The only difference in anyone's results is the state of their consciousness. So what does this have to do with your inheritance, right? One, you have to be aware first that you have an inheritance. So I'm here to tell you that God has promised you everything you can ever desire or want in this lifetime. You do not have to die to experience the fullness of life. Okay? The promise that God has for us is for our life on earth, is for heaven on earth. Absolutely. After we return to our spiritual essence, you know, we're gonna have some great things happen there too. But while you're here, you are supposed to be using and claiming your inheritance because it's yours. The fact that you want more is God saying, come on now, you're here to do my work. And in order for me to get you to do my work, there has to be something in it for you. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I had somebody on TikTok probably a couple weeks ago, you know, speaking about how, you know, she doesn't feel like, or she's confused about when she wants more. She's like, you know, I want more. I just want more. I'm grateful for what I have, but I want more. And that is God speaking to you. Right? The fact that I want to create millionaires, not even that, the fact that let me go back up a little bit. The fact that I want to create a business that teaches people about themselves, that teaches them how to change their consciousness to create the life that they want to live, right? Is God speaking to me, right? Or speaking to me and me putting his work into action. But there has to be something that I get as well. It can't be that I'm giving and everything that I'm doing is for others. I have to have a stake in it as well. So the fact that I want to have a $1 million house, I want to have $1 million month, I want to travel the world and teach this material. I want to create courses and programs. That's not something that I should shy away from. That's literally God saying, you are here to do my work. And in order for you to do my work, you have to get something out of it, right? In order for me to give, in order for me to receive, there has to be a giving, right? So the fact that you guys want more is literally God speaking to you. It's not an evil thing. It's not a bad thing. It's literally God saying, hey, you are on this planet for more. If I'm prosperous, you need to be prosperous. There's no reason that my children should be down here lacking money, scared, don't want to take risk, right? Don't want to move forward because they don't have the money. There's no reason that we should be putting our trust in money versus putting our trust in God. Okay? The money says, in God we trust. It doesn't say in the money we trust. We've put too much of our faith and too much of our trust into a physical piece of paper. Money is a physical resource. It is not your source. That job that you have is not your source. The business that you have is not your source. The clients that are going to come through this event are not my source. God is the source of all. God is your provider. I don't care if you get fired from your job today or if you quit your job today. God will provide you with another avenue for your supply. Your supply is infinite. There is never a time when God is not going to provide for you. Right? But you have to know that. You have to understand that. You have to believe that. Right? The money that you have is not your source. The employer that you get the money from is not your source. The business that you get it from is not your source. The lottery is not your source. God is the source. All comes from God, spirit, source, universe, whatever word you want to use. All comes from God. So if we're able to understand that, right? If we're able to take our trust out of money, because that's where we've been putting it, and put it back into God, right? We will unlock our inheritance. But we believe that we need money. We believe that money is running out. We believe that we don't have enough money. And I'm talking about money, right, specifically, but this is with everything, right? When I say riches, I don't mean money. I don't mean wealth. I mean rich in happiness, health, friends, business, relationships, joy, money, of course, wealth, of course. You are supposed to have money. You're supposed to have a lot of money. You're supposed to have enough, more than enough money to do what you need to do, to take the trips you want to take, to be around the people you want to be around, to eat the food you want to eat, to have the business you want to have, to be able to spend time with your children. That is a part of your inheritance. Okay? So let's pause for a minute. In God we trust. That is literally printed on our money. Now, like I said, I don't know the last time I held some, actually, that's not true, but I don't hold money often, like physical money, right? I don't typically have that. I typically use my card, right? But God put that in God we trust on the money to remind us of the source, to remind us that it does not matter what your bank account says. God will always provide for you. If it goes down, it will go back up. If I turn on the faucet in my home, the water will pour and then I will turn it off. If I turn it back on later, more water will come. I could literally stand in my shower for 20 minutes and just have water pouring down, right? I want you guys to start thinking about money just like water, how abundant it is. It's just a resource. Money is a resource that God gave us to keep our life flowing. Okay? Right? So in order for you to claim your inheritance, right? In order for you to take what's yours, receive what's yours, be open to receive what's yours, right? You have to know that it exists and you have to believe that it's for you. Okay? Now, do we have any questions before I go forward? Is there any questions coming up that anybody has? It's crazy, baby, here. No, we're good to go. Okay, perfect. Now, the other thing that I want you guys to realize is that you are here for a reason. There is nothing in this world that is happenstance. There is nothing in this world that is coincidence. Everything is ordered. Everything is on purpose. Everything is intentional. Even you listening to this broadcast or this live event, even if you're watching the replay on YouTube, it's all intentional, right? God is speaking to you through me on this live event and is letting you know that I hear you. I know that you've been in silent, right? You know, in your solitude, right? You've been thinking there has to be more. You've been thinking that maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't know enough. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I'm not successful, right? Maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I should just take that safe job. Maybe I should just go back to what I know absolutely works, right? You know, maybe I am, maybe I'm not the mom that I thought I was. Maybe I can't do this. You know, maybe social media is not for me. Maybe I do need to get a traditional job. You know, maybe what I have to say really doesn't matter. Right? All of those feelings of dissatisfaction, I want you to be grateful for them. Anytime there's dissatisfaction that comes up in your life, I want you to be grateful for it. Because when you're dissatisfied with something that's happening in your life, it causes you to think of ways to change it. And if you're thinking of how you can do something, if your consciousness is focused on how you can do something, the result will be how you can do something. If your consciousness is so focused on why you can't do something. Oh, I can't invest in my business because I don't have any money. Oh, I can't invest in mentorship because I don't have any money. Oh, I can't get this because I don't have any money. I can't move forward because I don't have the experience. I don't have the education. You know, my parents didn't teach me anything. Well, my parents were laborers, right? You know, my grandfather worked X, so this is why I'm this way. You know, all of the experiences or all of the beliefs that we have come from other people, right? So the state of consciousness that you're working with today is a product of other people's states of consciousness. What do I mean by that? All of the beliefs that you have today, unless you consciously chose these beliefs, unless you sat down and said, this is what I believe currently, this doesn't serve me and I want to believe something else, you are still working with the beliefs of your ancestors. Now, how far back that goes, we have no idea. But for anybody on here that has ancestors that had some type of trauma in their life in some way, you are operating with the beliefs that your ancestors that your ancestors were programmed to believe in their trauma. So for us who feel like we shouldn't spend money, spending money is bad, you should buy on sale, you should never pay full price for anything, right? That belief comes from the trauma of your ancestors, right? The foods that we eat, the diseases that we have, right? All of these things that are manifesting in our physical world that we're becoming aware of, that are visible, are coming from the consciousness of our ancestors in some way. On the flip side of that, there's some people in the world, right, who just have been programmed since they got here to have a success consciousness. So when you see people that are just effortlessly doing it, you know, they're just successful, or maybe they're heirs to, you know, whatever throne, right? They are going to continue to demonstrate having success, having whatever it is that they desire, because they have been programmed with a consciousness of having everything that they desire, right? And remember in this book, for you that have the consciousness of success, success is given. It does not matter whether you know that you have the consciousness of success, if you programmed it yourself, if somebody else programmed it. As long as you have the consciousness of success, you will be successful. It is the law, right? These are laws. When I say laws, when you guys think about like the law of gravity, right? The law of gravity says it's going to keep everything grounded. So this pin right here, if I drop it, it's going to go down to the ground every single time. There's never going to be a time where I take this pen and I drop it and it goes up. Every single time, by law, it is going to go down. We have the law of electricity. The light switch behind me, I can flip the switch and the room will darken. If I flip it again, it will illuminate, right? That's the law of electricity. Do I actually understand the law of electricity? Do I understand what's really happening? Absolutely not. I have no idea how that works. That I don't need to know it though, right? I just need to know that it works and to have the faith in it, right? So I say I'm bringing up the laws because we have a law of infinite supply. If you're a mom, right? I'm a mom. If you're a mom, you have used the law of infinite supply and you didn't even know you were using it, right? So that's the awareness piece. The law of infinite supply says, as long as there is a demand, as long as there is a demand, as long as there is a demand, there will be an infinite supply to feed that demand. Just like the law of gravity, just like the law of electricity, there's a law of infinite supply. It does not matter. Hold on 1 second, y'all. It does not matter, right? What it is. I'm a single mom to a 7-year-old. I'm so happy that you're here, Addie. God needed you and wanted you to be on this call for a reason, for you and for your children, your child, right? So let's give you, I'm gonna give you a real world demonstration of the law of infinite supply, right? For my moms out there, I just stopped breastfeeding. I stopped breastfeeding probably 9 days ago now, about a week and a half. And this is just a side note that's not too particular about this story, but I've had a lot of people ask me how that went. And because I have a consciousness that this shit is easy, it was very easy. There was no complaints, no issues. He has not looked for the boob. He has not asked me for the boob. He's getting formula and he likes it. Okay, now back to the story. The law of infinite supply, right? As long as there's a demand, there will be an infinite supply. When you are a breastfeeding mom, when you are a mom who is having a baby, before you have that baby, before that baby comes out, and let's just say in most cases, before that baby comes out, you don't have any milk, right? The milk is forming. It's because the demand is being formed, right? But it's not out yet. As soon as that baby comes out and that baby latches on your boob, on your nipple, right? The law of infinite supply is in motion. As long as that baby demands milk, and I'm going to say demands because that's how they be, very demanding, there will be an infinite supply of milk. It does not matter how long that baby has a demand. As long as there is a demand, there will be an infinite supply. Now, granted, I turned off my supply because I ended the demand. I cut the demand off. Last Tuesday, that was it. There is no more demand. Now, my boobs definitely they were huge. They were doing their thing, but they're drying up now. But I said all that to say, right? When it comes to the law of infinite supply, right? A baby is the demand. The milk is the supply. As long as you are demanding, as long as that baby demands milk, there will be an infinite supply to feed that demand. This law is not just for babies. This is a universal law. These are God's laws, which means they operate anywhere, anytime for anyone. Anytime, anywhere for anyone. It doesn't matter where I am in the world. If I have a baby that's demanding milk, I will produce an infinite supply of milk. It does not matter hold on 1 second. Where is your, hold on, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I be momming. Oh, here it is. Hold on 1 second, y'all. And this too, even the belief that as a mom, you can have an event and have your kid right here with you, right? Like some moms, just have a consciousness of, well, I can't do this in my business because I have my child. I have my children. Right? I can't do this because I have to take care of them. Right? That's a consciousness of lack and limitation. Versus, oh yeah, I can do anything. I mean, I can do it all. And I'm not saying do it all where I'm burnt out. You know, I don't have any time for myself. I'm saying do it all in ease and flow. Okay, now back to the law of infinite supply. So what does this mean when it comes to our inheritance? Right? What does it mean when it comes to riches, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to happiness, health, you know, business, love, relationships? What does this mean? As long as there's a demand for what you desire in your consciousness, as long as there's a demand for what you desire in your consciousness, God will supply you infinitely, infinite supply, infinite. God will infinitely supply you to feed that demand. As long as there is a demand in your consciousness, God will always and forever supply you with what you need to feed that demand. Okay? You guys who have jobs, who want to become business owners, who want to become entrepreneurs, right? You guys have jobs that you don't, or guys, you people that have jobs that you don't like your job, you want a new job, right? But you're so scared to let go of what you have to get what you want, right? The demand in your consciousness is for the job that you have. God is going to infinitely supply you through that job. If you create the demand of a business owner, of having a business, being an entrepreneur, selling digital products, being on TikTok shop, you know, whatever it is, affiliate. If that's the demand that you have in your consciousness, God is going to infinitely supply you through that demand. It does not matter if you ask God for a Camry or a Maserati. It does not matter if you ask God for $50,000 a month or you ask him for $50 million a year. God is an infinite resource. It does not matter what the demand is. There's no difference to God if you ask him for a Camry or a Maserati. There's no difference to God if you ask him for a penthouse or you ask him for the regular apartments down the street. God is going to supply you based off whatever you ask for. Why am I saying this? There's a lot of us who want more, right? Even when I speak to you guys, you know, on social media or wherever it is, and I ask you, what is it that you want, right? If you could ask God for anything, if you could ask God for anything at all, I mean, exactly what you wanted, what would you ask for? I have people who give me, I'm going to say, because I'm coming from a prosperity consciousness, who give me poverty answers. Oh, I just like to, double my income. You're making 3,000, you want to make 6,000. No, I'm talking about you're asking God. You're asking the Most High. You can have whatever you ask for. Your inheritance is promised to you. So why are we asking for less than what we really want? Why are we asking for less than what we truly desire? You don't want a Camry. You want a Maserati. But you don't have faith in yourself or God to provide it to you. That's the only reason you're not asking for more. That's the only reason you're not asking for more. Because you don't believe or have the faith that you and God can make it happen. And you believe, based on what the world has told you, based on us being spiritual beings and having a human experience, you believe that there is something wrong with asking for a lot or asking for more or wanting to be rich or wealthy and again, I talk about money because we're talking about in God we trust, right? The money that you're asking for, you don't want the money. You want what the money is going to do for you. You want what the money provides for you. Okay? If I looked in my bank account right now at this very moment, it would probably tell me, yeah, you ain't that prosperous, babe. Success, it's looking a little slim. It may tell me that. But all of the things that I can see right now with my visual eye, this notebook, this phone that I'm talking to you guys through, this computer that I'm talking to you guys through, this YouTube Can Be Prosperous book, my mushroom coffee that I have not even sipped on, this baby's bottle that I made so that he can have what he needs when it's time, when he starts to, act up on this live. What paid for all of that? How did I get all of this stuff? Money. Money paid for everything that I am using in this current moment to be of service to you guys. So it does not matter what the number in your bank account says. I don't care if you have $12.61 or if you have $12,000 in your bank account. That money that's sitting in there is not where your prosperity comes from. The feeling that you have when you circulate that money and you transmute it into something else, that is where the feeling of prosperity comes from. If I get $100 today, that $100 is not what I'm going after. It's what I can use, what I can do with that $100. I can go get groceries. I can go get another book because it's another book that I want to get. I could maybe get some Starbies. I could, of course, put money on my TikTok so I can make sure that I'm the biggest gifter on TikTok. Right? That's what the money is for. So if we're able to, right, one, take our focus off of money. Thank you for the daily heart, me, Callie. If we're able to take our focus off of money being our source and read the money that says in God we trust and put our faith, put our attention, put our consciousness on God, in God, everything that we ask for is done. That is the promise that God has for us. If we ask, it shall be given. But you have to ask. If you do not ask, you cannot get. I made a video on TikTok and I talked about closed mouths don't get fed and closed fists don't get bread. Closed mouths don't get fed and closed fists do not get bread. If you are not open to receive, if you are not asking for what you want, if you are not opening your hands to get, you cannot get. You cannot get anything if you do not ask for it and you do not become open to receive it. Even if you ask for it. I was talking to a client yesterday, or maybe it was earlier today, I can't remember, right? And she was like, you know what? This is something that I noticed. I don't think I'm open to receive. I'm asking for these things. I'm creating the consciousness. I'm doing the things. I'm thinking about my beliefs. I'm thinking about, I'm focused, Maya. I'm doing it. What's something's got to give. And she said, I'm not open to receive. It's twofold. You have to ask, and then you have to be open to receive. Right? There's a and I don't know if it's a scripture or it's a phrase that I heard recently, right? Ask, comma, believing. Ask, comma, believing. Ask, believing that what you ask for is done. Ask, believing that God is going to provide you with whatever you ask for, because that is his promise. Your inheritance, you have to claim it. That's why I said claim, how to claim your inheritance. Hi, Ari. Hi, love. You have to claim it. God has it out here for everybody. Free will to choose. When I said earlier that you could ask for a Camry or a Maserati, that's your free will. You have the free will to ask God for less than what you actually want or really go after it. I don't know about y'all, but here recently in the last couple of weeks, my goals have expanded. God has been talking to me. God said, you're going too small. You a big dog. Big M Simone, not the little one. You're going too small. These goals too small. What you want, too small. The bigger, the more that I ask for, the more I grow into the person that is going to naturally have it. And in the growth of me becoming that person, right, I am bringing people along. The reason that the way that you guys, hold on one second, ishwiness. The money that you're after, the money that you want, the life that you want is going to be provided to you through the service of others. Money is an exchange for service provided. Money is an exchange for service provided. How can I find you on TikTok? Addie, great question. So my TikTok is at @MSimoneInfluence, @MSimoneInfluence. And absolutely follow me on TikTok. You can do Instagram too, @MSimoneInfluence. Facebook is @MSimoneManifest. And I like Facebook is one of my faves too. YouTube is probably where we're about to go. YouTube, yeah, it's probably gonna be, we're probably gonna go to YouTube. But money is an exchange for service received. Okay, so this is very important. Now, this is the beginning of the Q&A session. So if you guys have any questions, TikTok, YouTube, and I can't even see YouTube. Hold on. Let me see if they ask me questions. My bad, y'all. My bad. Nope, not yet. Okay, great. So, oh no, why is it? Oh, it's just pause. I don't need that. That's nothing for me. Money is an exchange for service provided. Okay. The more service that you provide, the more money you receive. It is by law. Okay. So we've been talking about laws. I'm going to tell you another law. So I'm not going to get too much, just give you one more law. There's a law of compensation. Okay. The law of compensation. We talked about the law of gravity. We talked about the law of electricity. We talked about the law of infinite supply. There is a law of compensation. The law of compensation states, right? The amount of money that you receive is in direct ratio with the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty there is in replacing you. Let's talk about these three things. The need for what you do. I don't care what it is that you do. I don't care. You could be a janitor. You could be a teacher. You could be an author. You could be in movies. You could be a manifestation leader like myself. You could be a business owner. You could be the president. You could be, I don't care. I don't care what it is. There is a need for what you do. Every level of job consciousness, there is a need. There's a need for nurses. There's a need for social media content creators. There's a need for influencers. There's a need for marketing. There's a need for YouTube. There is a need for everything. There is a need. What you do is needed. I don't care what it is I don't care if you work at Chick-fil-A, baby. It's needed. Okay. So the need for what you do, we already checked that off the box. Everything that you do, anything that anybody does is needed. I don't care what it is. Don't come in my comments saying, well, I don't care. It's needed. Everything is needed. Okay. So we already checked that box off. The second thing is your ability to do it. We'll come back to that. And the third thing is the difficulty there is in replacing you. So let's talk about that. You are irreplaceable. I don't care what you do. You are the only person that can do it like you do it. I don't care what it is you do. I do not care. I am on social media as an influencer. There's hundreds of thousands of influencers. Nobody can replace M. Simone because M. Simone is the only person that can do M. Simone. Okay. Hi, Rain. How are you, love? Taylor is the only person that can tailor like Taylor gon' tailor. Nobody can Cali like Cali's. You are irreplaceable. There is no, thank you so much for the ghost, Dawn. I appreciate you. There is no one else that can do what Dawn does. Dawn is irreplaceable. Addie is irreplaceable. I don't care what you do and I don't care who you are irreplaceable. Nobody can do what you are going to do. You are the unique factor. Your personality, you are a personalized piece of God. You are a differentiated version of an undifferentiated God. Everything about you is special, is different. You are the difference. Hold on, y'all. TikTok asking me to do something. You are the difference. Okay. So we've already taken care of two pieces of the law of compensation. The need for what you do. I don't care what you do. It's needed. And your ability to do it. The difficulty there isn't replacing you. Okay. Those are needed. Those are done. You can check those off the box. Let's talk about number 2 though. Your ability to do it. This is where your focus should be. This is what you are supposed to work on. What you do is needed. Thank you so much for sharing the live, Don. What you do is needed. I don't care what it is. You are difficult to replace. You are irreplaceable. Nobody can replace you. Yeah, they can get somebody else come to the Chick-fil-A line, but they're not going to do it like you going to do it. They're not going to my pleasure like you're going to my pleasure. Okay? But your ability to do it, that is your choice. That is, again, your free will. You have the choice to expand your ability to be you. I'm not even talking about your business. I'm not talking about your friends. I'm not talking about the money you make. I'm not talking about none of that. Your ability to do it is your ability to be close to God, to understand who you are, and to learn about yourself. I told you guys earlier, life is a state of consciousness. I have people all the time who ask me how I was able to do certain things, right? How I was able to double my income in 9 months, how I was able to, monetize social media in 2 weeks, how I was able to, kick a 4-year goal in 2 weeks, how I was able to write books, how I was able to just get on. I know when I first got on live again, somebody asked me, how are you so confident? Baby, I've been doing this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Okay. But no, I have been doing it. I have been mastering my ability to be myself. It is not about the strategy. I had a client the other day who was asking me, she was like, you know what, Maya, I want to make this shit happen. What method should I use to manifest? Like, what's the best method? What's the best way to do it? The strategy you use in life is 1% of your success. The strategy that you use in life is 1% of your success. The strategy. Let's talk about that. Social media, 1%. Business, 1%. Entrepreneur, 1%. Job, 1%. Selling digital products, 1%. Live host, 1%. TikTok shop, 1%. Social media maven. That is 1% of your success. The route that you choose to receive your abundance is 1% of your success. The other 99% of you being successful is your consciousness. It does not matter what strategy you use. If you have a consciousness of prosperity and success, it will be successful. Have y'all ever noticed how most of the people that are really successful have dibbled and dabbled in literally everything? Like, they have all types of businesses. They sell cookware. They got books. They have, NBA teams. They have investments. They have live shows. Like, they have 30,000 different strategies. And all of them work. Every strategy they use works. Why is that? Is it the strategy? I could give you my exact strategy. I could give you exactly what I have done over the last 6 months to get to this very moment right here. And you can do it as well. You can do exactly what I did. But your success using my strategy is going to be based on your consciousness. It does not matter what I tell you to do. It's about who you believe you are. So, in God we trust. You are God. If that sounds blasphemous, stay with me. If that's something you don't believe yet, stay with me. You and your Father are one. I don't want you to have faith in God. I want you to have the faith of God. You think God was up there when he was creating the heavens and earth and like, I don't know if it's going to work today. I've created everything else for the last however long, but this is day 6. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know if I have the faith. You think God was up there worried, doubtful? Moms, anybody who was a mom on here, when you have your children, when your baby first got here, did your baby wake up thinking, oh shit, I don't know if mom's going to be here today. I don't know if she's going to feed me today. I don't know if I'm going to have any milk. Hell no. Your baby woke up knowing, not believing, knowing that all of their needs were met. Babies, children are the closest thing to God because they just came from him. My son came from God about a little over 9 months ago. Came straight from the Lord. He has not been fully programmed by the human world to be thinking of lack and limitation. And now that his mama is Simone, oh, he's going to have a prosperity consciousness. Oh, if it's the last thing I do, that's going to be the mark that I leave, right? But I said all that to say, right? You are connected to your creator. You cannot be disconnected from source. You cannot be disconnected from source. God is your soulmate. Oh, it's almost 11:11, y'all. God is your soulmate. God is your true soulmate. You and God are like this, twin in them. You cannot be separated from God. What does that mean? You cannot be separated from your inheritance unless you consciously choose to separate yourself. It's 11:11, y'all. Hold on, I got to write it down. I got to put it in the chat. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I don't play about the angel numbers, baby. And I don't play about the angel numbers. Okay. Boom. You cannot be separated from God. You and your Father are one. You cannot be separated from the source. So if you are aware, because you are now, I have brought it to your awareness. You are now conscious of this. If you are always created or connected to the source of all the good in the world, you can have all the good of the world. The only difference between you and Jeff Bezos is a consciousness of success. That is the only difference. I don't care what it is you want. I don't care if you want billions of dollars. I am a billionaire. That's the consciousness that I'm creating right now. To me, being a billionaire means impacting billions of lives. I want everybody on this planet, all 7, 8, 9, I don't know how many of us it is now. I want everyone to be touched by what I'm doing. Everyone. I don't want a stone unturned. I want everyone to know that they are only a consciousness away, a shift in consciousness away from creating the life of their dreams and claiming their inheritance. I don't care where you are in life right now. I don't care what your bank account looks like. I don't care what your parents didn't or did do for you, what job you didn't or didn't get, what education you do or do not have. I don't care about any of that. None of that matters. If you are able to accept the identity of success, if you are able to create a prosperity consciousness, if you are able to create a consciousness of abundance, you will forever be supplied. Remember, the law of infinite supply. If you create the demand by creating a consciousness of prosperity and success, by law, God will infinitely supply you with whatever your idea is of conscious or of prosperity and success. Whatever your idea is. So if your idea is a Camry, that's what you will be supplied with. If it's a Maserati, and I say Maserati because that's my girl. That's me. If you have a consciousness or you demand a Maserati, that's what will be provided to you, right? But I want you guys to again remember that money is in exchange for service provided. I'm not telling you to sit and do nothing. Faith without works is dead. Ooh, what? Huh? Faith, great. Love that. Definitely have faith. Have to have it. Faith is, as an entrepreneur, as literally in the world in general, faith is your one of your keys. But without the work, without the doing, without the stepping out on the faith has no value. You have to move. You have to act. You have to do. You have to make a decision. A lot of us have trouble making decisions, right? Hold on one second, y'all. What, baby? I'm almost done, love. You want to hold that? Mommy's changing the world. A lot of us have trouble making decisions, right? Why is that? Why do some of us have trouble making decisions? Well, I have a couple of reasons why, I think, One, we're not taught how to make decisions in school. I don't know about y'all, but I did not have a decision-making class in school. Nobody taught me how to make decisions. I didn't come home and my parents said, all right, Maya, here's how you make decisions. That was not a conversation that we had, okay? So we're not taught how to make decisions. The second thing is our parents make decisions for us. How many of you guys went to college because your parents told you to? I went to college because someone else told me to go to college. Because I had a consciousness of, I have to go to college to get a good job to make money. However, it's some 7-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, whoever that's out here and can't even spell college, and they are receiving so much abundance. I think the person that makes the most on YouTube is like 9 or something, like a kid. How is it that I was programmed to believe I had to go to college to get a job to make money, and this little boy is 10 years old and has multiple millions of dollars? Huh? Right? So back to decision. We aren't taught how to make decisions in school. So if you don't learn it in school, you got to learn it at home. Your parents don't teach you how to make decisions. In fact, they make the decisions for you. I picked the foods that you guys eat right now. Now, you may have altered it a little bit, but when you first got here, who chose the foods that you were going to eat? Who made that decision? Your parents did. Who made the decision of what school you were going to go to? Your parents did. Who made the decision of what clothes you were going to wear? Your parents did. Who made the decision of what time you were going to go to bed every night? Your parents did. Now, some of us had parents that gave us a little bit of flexibility. I remember when my parents, I can't remember when they started, letting me make my own decisions, but they did. I am confident in the decisions that I make because I've been making these decisions. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Here, love. Here. See, had that bottle ready. But no, we aren't taught how to make decisions. Our parents make decisions for us, right? And the last piece of why it's so difficult for us to make decisions is because we don't have confidence in our decision-making skills. You know why we don't have confidence? Because we haven't been able to make our own decisions. We ask everybody else what they think we should do. At the end of this call, I'm going to ask you to make a decision. And I'm going to ask you to make a decision from the life you want to live. Some of you are going to make that decision. You know that this is what you need to do, and you're going to make a decision. Other people are going to say, "Oh, I need to think about it." "Oh, well, let me ponder." And you're going to go ask people that you have access to what they think you should do. What do you think I should do? Like, what do you think? Who gives a shit what they think? What they think has gotten them in the same place that you're in. You're asking people that you have access to, so very likely they're in a similar status as you. Now, if you have a mentor, if you have somebody who is doing what you want to do, ask them for advice. If they're doing what you want to do, if they have the results you want to have, that's who you need to be talking to. But we don't do that, right? One, we haven't been talked to about mentors. And if you ask your family about it, they'll look at you like you're crazy. You want to invest money for somebody to teach you, da-da-da-da-da-da. We lack confidence in our decision-making skills. My mama said mentors are free. Woo! Baby, if it's free, and they don't offer you anything else, they're doing you a disservice. When you pay attention. When you pay attention. If I invest $3,000 in my personal development, I'm going to pay attention. I am going to give it my all. If I invest $30 in a course, yeah, I might look at it. I might give it some attention, but nowhere near as much as that $3,000. Oh yeah, I'm paying attention. I am focused, right? But we have been programmed in a certain way, right? We have a consciousness of and I've changed my wording around, so you'll hear me say it. I'm still working on it, right? You either have a consciousness of abundance, or you have a consciousness of an abundance of lack. Those are the only options. There is no such thing as lack. There is no such thing as lack. If God is all there is and God is abundance, how can we have lack? If God is all there is, universe, source, spirit, whatever word makes you feel good. If God is all there is and God is always and forever abundant, how can we have lack? You don't. You have an abundance of lack. It's still an abundance. It's still an abundance. Now, this is something you may have to hear over and over and over again. You may not get it the first time I say it, but there is no such thing as lack, right? But since we have not been able to make our own decisions, since we ask people outside of ourselves and we don't trust ourselves to make decisions, right? We don't make decisions. We are indecisive. We procrastinate. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God owes you another chance to do what he gave you time to do. Indecision and procrastination are the arrogant assumptions that God owes you another opportunity to do what he gave you time to do. Right? But confidence comes from knowledge. Right? If you don't know how to make decisions, you're not going to be confident in your decisions. If you don't know who you are, a spiritual being having a human experience, you're not going to be confident in your decisions. If you don't know that you and God are one and cannot be separated from each other and are soulmates, you are not going to be confident in your decisions. So if you don't have the knowledge, right, you're not going to have the confidence. You have to make a decision. And you make the decision from the place that you want to be, not the place that you are at currently. Okay? So we're at like 11:22. Do we have any questions? Is there any questions that anybody has? Anything that you want me to cover, talk about? Anything at all? Anything that is on your brain? I keep forgetting about my mushroom coffee. I got a little pumpkin spice, creamer in there that my mom left. It's okay, it's growing on me. I didn't know, I'm not really like a cinnamon-y person like that, but it's cool. Okay, so no questions for now. Okay. So the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about before we go into claiming your inheritance. This is the only life that you guys have, right? You get one life, right? And if you are on this event, if you're listening to the replay, if you're hearing it in some way, shape, or form, you want more. You want to claim your inheritance. It is yours. Nobody else can take it. There is an infinity pie. Okay? There's a pie, an infinity pie. It's an infinite supply pie. It has infinite slices. Okay? Infinite slices. Infinity minus infinity is still infinity. Okay? Infinite slices on this pie. There is a slice for you specifically. It has your name on it. It has your name, your date of birth, your time of birth, weight, all that. It's got your name on it. It's yours. It's got your DNA. Nobody else can have this slice of the pie. But you have to make a decision to get your slice. God provides you with the slice, but you have to choose to get it. God gives everybody, God is no respecter of persons. God is no respecter of persons. God does not answer your prayers and not answer somebody else's. God does not make you sick and make you well. God is of health. God is of abundance. God is of wealth. If there is any sign of anything other than that in your life, it is because of your consciousness. You have to take responsibility. I don't know if anybody, people, they may not have, hold that, baby. I don't know, maybe no one's told you this before, but you are responsible for everything that is happening in your life. God reacts to you. God gives you what you ask for. Ask and you shall receive. Your ask comes from your consciousness. If you're thinking about how you can't pay your bills every single day, all day, God says, yes, here's more can't pay your bills. If you're thinking about, oh my gosh, I have another opportunity today to serve. I have another opportunity to expand my business. I have another opportunity to change somebody's life. God's like, yes, here's more opportunity to expand your business and change someone else's life. God does not give you what you want, but gives you what you are. Y'all have heard about the law of attraction. More laws. I'm going to do a class. It's called That's Law. But laws, right? The law of attraction. The law of attraction is a secondary law. Okay. The primary law is the law of infinite supply. The law of vibration. Okay. The law of vibration says everything vibrates, everything moves, nothing rests. We literally live in an ocean of motion. You are vibrating right now. Okay. My hand is vibrating. It's actually vibrating so fast that it appears to be still. If I took some skin and I put it under a microscope, my cells would be dancing. You are alive. You are energy. You are vibrating at a certain frequency. The law of attraction says that you will attract what you vibrate in harmony with, not what you want. You will attract what you vibrate in harmony with. Okay? So if you're saying, oh, I'm a money magnet, I'm prosperous, money flows to me easily, but the vibration, the feeling that you're giving off, the energy that you're giving off is, I don't have enough money to pay my bills. You're asking for, I don't have enough money to pay my bills. It's not what you want, it's who you are. Okay? So what I want you guys to think about and to understand is that you are the only problem that you'll ever have, and you are the only solution. You can absolutely seek all of the answers outside of you, and you can get all of the things that you need. But if you do not do something about it, if you do not change your consciousness, if you do not create a consciousness of success, it does not matter what information you have. Your life is a state of your consciousness. Your inheritance is a state of your consciousness. Whether you claim that inheritance is a state of your consciousness. The only thing you have to change is yourself. Don't focus on other people. Don't focus on the outside. Don't focus on the business. Focus on self. Go inside. The more that you understand you, the more that you truly know that you are connected with God and source, and you can therefore not be disconnected from God or source. The more that you know that, the more that the outside world will start to show you that that is true for you, right? But you have to make a decision, okay? You have to decide to be, to do, and to have all that you desire, right? You have to make that decision. Nobody else can make the decision for you, right? Now, before I say what I'm about to say, I'm going to have some of you here on this live and in the future, and because that's, just, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. This is my calling. God said, Simone, you are to wake up billions of people. That's your purpose. That is your calling. You do it how you would like, but that's what you are put. I created you in my image to do that, to help billions of people become more prosperous, live prosperous lives, health, wealth, abundance, happiness. That is what you are here to do. And you are here to shake it up. You are here to shake shit up. You're here to make people uncomfortable. You're here to tell people about themselves. I have taken myself out of it. I'm not even thinking about, I'm focused on how I am going to get you to convince yourself that you are worth all that you want. You are worth claiming your inheritance. That is my purpose. That is what God told me to do. He's been telling me to do it since I was a little girl. I've been telling people, just trying to be, give people advice forever. And I was thinking about it the other day, you know, when I decided to create this, not this event, but to create the family and friends bundle deal, right? And that God told me, hey, create the 50 millionaires, but start with your family and friends, right? And I had to think about that. I had to take myself out of it as far as, well, they're going to think this, or I've already reached out to them in the last however long, or, you know, they don't really speak to me anymore. Whatever it is, whatever story I was going through my head, like in my consciousness, whatever story it was, I had to put that aside. And I had to remember that these people have poured into me since I was a baby. They have poured into me in some way: wisdom, energy, love, money, you know, guidance. They have poured into me in some way for this very moment of me being able to pour back into them. Everybody that's in my life, everybody that has met me, that has been in my energy since the day I got here, since I was created, up until today, all the new people that are coming into my energy now, right? All of you and your part in my life, and how you've done whatever you have to get me here has been for this moment, for me to help you. I am here to help you create whatever your heaven is on earth. My heaven could be very different from your heaven. Taylor's heaven is very different from Callie's heaven. Abby's heaven is very different from my son's heaven, right? We all have a different idea of what prosperity and heaven is. But we all have the power to create it, regardless of what it is and regardless of how much you want. You are here to claim your inheritance. You are here to make a difference. You are here to shine your light. When Abby leaves this call, right, she is going to radiate differently. People are going to be attracted to her differently. She's going to take different actions. When Taylor gets off this call, people are going to feel a different Taylor because she has been impacted in a different way, right? So I did all of this. Hold on, y'all. This baby right here. Hold on. Son, what? Oh. What are you doing? Come here. Hold this one. Hold that. Okay, great. Let me put you back right here. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Always momming. Always momming. But you know, God told me, and I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm from here on out, anything that I put out, anything that I do, anything that I talk about is going to come from God. It's not my goal to create 50 millionaires. God told me to do that. That's what God told me to do. And because I am obedient, I'm going to do what he has asked. Okay. Now, God is telling you to make a decision, right? God is telling you to make a decision. Are you going to continue to go forward with this new knowledge and create the same life that you've been creating? Because you're aware of it now, right? You have the awareness. You're aware that, okay, it's me. But the awareness is not what's going to shift you. The awareness is the first step. The understanding that you are the only problem that you ever will have and you're the only solution is step one. But you now have to make a decision to be, do, and have something different. You have to make the decision. I have people who come to me, and I know after you guys watch this replay, I'll have people who say, oh, well, I want to do it, but I can't afford it. Two things. You don't need the money until you make a decision to do the thing. You do not need the money until you make a decision to do the thing. If I'm talking to you about investing in yourself, you say, well, I would love to, but I can't. I can't afford it. Whoa. We're not even at money yet. You're way ahead of us. Are you deciding to do this? Because God is not going to provide you with the means to do something without you making the decision to do it. And this is a realization that came to me yesterday, because I've been, like I said, I sent out the energy. I put the energy out. I'm creating 50 millionaires. God said, create 50 millionaires. And I have had people come in influx, right? And I'm growing every day. I'm still learning every day. I am very much so aware of myself and in my prosperity consciousness, but I still have work to do. The work is never done. But I realized, I said, hold up. You're missing a key piece of this, Simone. You're missing a key piece of this. And you know what this key piece is, but now it's coming up for you. You have not been asking these people to make a decision. You've been talking to them about X, about what they want, how they're going to achieve it, how you're going to help them. But you haven't had them make a decision. You have not explicitly said to them, you have a decision to make. Are you committed? Are you making a committed decision to create the life of your dreams? Because the money is not going to come until you make the decision. If you say right now, oh, I would love to do X, but I don't have the money. Of course you don't have the money. This just came to you. You're typically not going to be prepared for the day that your life is going to change. Like, it's not like you're like, oh, well, it's Tuesday. I think tomorrow it's going to be the day. Let me stack up. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't come to you when you have all of the resources for it. It comes to you when you are ready to make the decision to make the shit happen. Houston, Texas. So I say all that to say, right? It is your responsibility. Let me plug this up before the computer dies. Girl, I be having to unplug this every few minutes, because that baby over there, he loves pulling things out the socket. Oh my goodness. I'm like, I gotta baby proof this thing for real. For real. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this right here. Oh, 1 second. What is it, love? What is it, love? What is it? You okay? Hold that. Mama's almost done. She's changing the world, okay? Just gotta keep reminding him. I keep reminding my son, your mama's a millionaire, baby. Your mama impacts millions of lives every single day. Okay, she's got things to do. But no, the things that you need to make it happen are not going to happen until you make the decision, right? You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. I had a client I was talking to recently. She just had a very life-altering change life-altering change in her life, right? Very significant. And she's like, well, I don't, or she was thinking about what she should do. She's like, I don't know what to do, because I don't know what's coming next. You're not going to know what's coming next because you haven't made the decision to do the thing. God's not going to tell you what's next until you let go of what's now. God cannot talk to you about what's next until you let go of what's now. God cannot talk to you about your inheritance unless you let go of what's now. What does that mean? I'm going to ask you to invest in yourself, right? I'm going to ask you to invest in yourself, right? And a lot of you, right? I may have you. Hold on 1 second. Is the thing plugged up? Houston, what are you doing? Let me see this real quick. Oh, shoot. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Oh, we're almost done. Okay. I think I got him occupied for the last 20 minutes. Okay. Right. I'm going to ask you to invest in yourself. Right. And you're going to be thinking about, right? Oh, well, I don't have the money, or I can't do this, or this, whatever. I'm just not sure about what's next. Right. What we just talked about, one, is you haven't even made the decision yet. You're like, oh, well, I can't afford it. you don't need to afford it. You don't need the money because you haven't made the decision, right? Number one. But the other thing of that is, in order for God to show you what is possible, in order for God to get you on that path, you have to give. In order to give, or in order to receive, there has to be a giving, right? There is an exchange. Remember earlier I said that money is in exchange for service, right? I don't want you guys to think about what you have to invest or what you're being asked to invest. I want you to focus on, what is it that I am missing out on if I don't invest? Like we think about the cost of things versus the opportunity cost of things. Yeah, let's say it costs you $5,000. That's the cost. But if your ideal life is for you to be a millionaire, and let me just bring it down a little bit, because sometimes people and a million is, let me bring it down a little bit. If your goal, or if what you see is $500,000 a year for you, you're telling me that you are going to let $5,000 stop you from getting to 500,000? So the cost is not 5,000. Right? The cost is 495,000, right? That's what it costs you not to invest in yourself, right? But again, you have to make the decision first, and everything that you need will be provided. God always provides for you. You guys cannot tell me a time where God did not provide. And the only reason you're thinking about it this way now, well, this is different. No, it's not different. God doesn't know the difference between $5 and 5,000. God does not know the difference between 50 million and 5 billion. God doesn't know the difference. We give it a difference. We make it mean something. Oh, 5,000 is a lot. To who? That's not a lot to God. I mean, that's not a lot at all. Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. Got to work with it. You got to work with it. But I said all that to say, through God and I created a program, a way for you to create this prosperity consciousness, this consciousness of success, right? A way for you to transform your life at the cause. I'm not talking about strategies. Yeah, there's some strategy we'll talk about later on, right? But I'm talking about the root cause of your success, right? Life is a state of consciousness. God and I put this program together to help you with the cause of all your problems, right? So what I've done, because he said, hey, talk to your family and friends first. Talk to people talk to people that know you, talk to people that have been in your life, help them first. He didn't say stop. Like I said, he didn't say stop with your family and friends. He just said start, right? But I created a family and friend bundle for the program, okay? So the program is called Thinking from the End. Thinking from the end, not thinking from where you are now. Thinking from your dreams, thinking from source, thinking from your connection to source, thinking from what it is that you actually desire. Because if you continue to think from where you are, you're going to continue to recreate where you are. If you start to think from where you desire to be, you will start to create the life that when the day comes, you'll be like, oh shit, this is my real life. But you have to start thinking from there. You have to start your consciousness from there, right? So it's a 24-week program. It's a 6-month program. You have a course that's recorded that you'll listen to. You have a lesson each week. You'll have a live mentorship session. We do a live session on Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is recorded, so you can always watch them later. Bring questions, right? We'll have an actual lesson that I'll teach, right? That's a part of the course, but something that's not in the framework. And then you have the community. I don't know about y'all, but since I have invested in mentorship with my new mentor, I've been hearing things differently. I've been seeing things differently. If you hang around millionaires, you will be a millionaire. If you hang around people who are looking to the future, you will look to the future. If you're hanging around people that remind you of your past or who you've been, that's what you will continue to create. So you also have a network of like-minded individuals, whether they're business owners, they're in the program, right? They've done it before. They have resources, funding. The sky is the limit. Actually, ain't no limit. The limit does not exist. Excuse me. The limit does not exist, right? But you have a community of people who can keep you in this space. Because right now, you guys are in it. It feels good. You're fired up. But after you guys get off this call, right? The decision makers, y'all are good. But the people who are hesitant, you're going to go back to the old surroundings and you're going to be surrounded by the old things to remind you of where you are currently, right? So the community is for you to keep remembering to stay in connection with people that represent your future. Okay. So, you have the course, the live teachings for 6 months, and you have the mentorship or the community. The community you have lifetime access to as long as you are a member of the Great School of Life family. This is my rebrand. It used to be Mindful Success Methods. So a lot of things that you guys see, it's still Mindful Success Methods, but this is the Great School of Life, baby. Living in spirit for eternity. Okay. The Great School of Life. You are always a member of the family. And you always have your course, you always have the workbook. Any renditions or any updates to the course and the workbook, you will also have. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm doing a family and friends bundle. Okay. Typically, if you were to pay in full for the program, it would be $10,000 US. Okay. If you were to do a payment plan, it would be $12,000 US with a $4,000 deposit, right? With the family and friends bundle, what I would love is for you guys to bring somebody in with you. Somebody with you, right? Help somebody else change their life as well. Give somebody else the gift of, oh, you can have it all too, baby. And you're not even taking from me because you can't take from me. My inheritance is mine. I'm claiming mine. I want to help you claim yours, right? So the bundle, right? You can have the 2 people come in, which would typically be, if you did in full, it would typically be $20,000. I think it's $1,777. If you did the pay in full, it's normally $24,000. It would be $1,999. However, if you are not someone who right now wants to bring somebody else in, you still get the deal. So instead of it being $10,000 in full, it's $8,889. And then the payment plan, instead of the down payment being $4,000 or the deposit being $4,000, it's $2,889. Okay. So you must make a decision, and you have to make your decision from the life that you want to live. If you are thinking from where you are currently, you're going to be thinking about how you can't do it, why you can't do it. Well, what else? Well, where are you going to get the money from? How is it going to come to you? Well, you can't get any loans. You don't have anybody. You're thinking from where you are currently. I want to get you out of thinking from where you are currently and thinking from the end, thinking from your life fulfilled. If you desire to be a millionaire, if you desire to be one of those 50 people on the list, you got to start thinking from that place today. Hey. Y'all hear Houston? Millionaire version of you? Is millionaire version of you going to let a little bit of money, a little bit of cash stop them from creating the life of their dreams? Absolutely not. Millionaire version of you wouldn't do that. Wouldn't even think about it. Oh, that's what it is? All right, bet. I made the decision. Let's see where I'm gonna find this money. Let's see how it's gonna come to me. But you have to make the decision first. And you make the decision from where you want to be, not where you are. Okay? I want you guys to truly, truly, truly claim what is yours. In God we trust. That money that you're going to circulate to create this new consciousness is from God. God wants you to circulate it. And God is always going to give you more. The best investment that you can make is always going to be an investment in yourself. Hands down. Because what did we just talk about? Success is a state of consciousness. Life is a state of consciousness. If you have the consciousness of success, you will be successful. It is the law. So you're not investing in a course. You're not investing in mentorship. You're not investing in a program. You're investing in yourself. It's so easy to invest in cars and houses. We'll go get a $400,000 mortgage, no problem. But getting a loan or putting something like this on a credit card, oh no, couldn't do that. What? When you're home, of course, provides you safety. But if you have the consciousness of safety, it doesn't matter what the physical is. The physical is always going to follow the consciousness. The physical is always going to follow the non-physical. Okay? So it's all about making decisions. It's all about being a decision maker. It's all about deciding from the life that you want to live, not where you are currently, right? So everything that you guys want is on the other side of your decision. You must make a decision, and you must make the decision from the version of you that would have the life you want to live. I see millionaire version of me in my dreams. Come on now, Ari. Don't worry, I'm gonna reach out to you. No, but like really, and that's the thing too. I had to get out of this is why I'm doing this, y'all. I had to get out of my own way because I'm in my head thinking about, well, oh, well, maybe it is too much, or maybe this is that, or maybe da da da, or maybe I don't want to reach out to her because I already, girl, God told you to do this. You're talking from your human. You're talking from your human, from what you see. God said, create 50 millionaires, and to do it, starting with your family and friends. That's what God said. You telling me you're going to let what you see in your physical world stop you from God's destiny for your life? I'm talking to y'all and me. You're going to let what you see or do not see stop you from what God has put on your heart for you to do. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't care how I come off. I don't care, what it may seem like or what it sounds like. Oh, I don't care. I know that I am connected to God, and God told me to do this, and I'm going to fulfill on his promise. And in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my life doing so. I'm going to circulate the money the way that a millionaire would circulate it. Investing in myself, investing in things that I love, investing in my business, investing back in you guys. Like everything is a circulation. So when you circulate the 88, or you circulate you get in with your family, you circulate the 1999, whatever it is you circulate, it's going to come back to you multiplied. What is it? Multiplied, was it shaken, multiplied, and running over? Right? So I'm going to drop the link for everybody. I'm going to drop it in the TikTok. I'm going to drop it on YouTube, and I'm going to drop it here in the Zoom. You guys give me 2 seconds. Let me drop it. Let me give you the code. So you have the code for the family and friends. This is for family and friends. And this is for family and friends. Okay. Now, this is what God told me to do. And if you have been asking God for a sign, if you have been asking God for help in any way, if you have been praying for something, this is the something that you've been praying for. But you got to make the decision first. You have to make the decision first. You have to make the decision first. The decision comes before the manifestation. The belief comes before the manifestation. We got it backwards. We like to see and then believe. No. It's believing, then seeing. It's believing, then seeing. You must see it first, or believe it first, to then see it. You must create the consciousness of success first to create the success. Okay. I used to be what they call successful back in the day. But you know why that was an issue? Because I didn't know why I was successful. There was no way that I could tell you how I was able to graduate college in 3 years and graduate cum laude, or purchase my first house at 22, or, double my income in 9 months. Like there was no way I was going to be able to tell you how to do that because I was not aware of it myself. So me being successful and not being able to translate that success to others helps nobody. Me having it all and you guys not being able to get it helps no one. You can have whatever you desire with the right consciousness. And that's what this is for. This is for you. It is an investment in yourself, and it is an investment in you creating the life that you want to live. Wouldn't y'all love to wake up in ease and flow and just know that shit is working out for you? That's what happens when you have a consciousness of success. But when you're so focused and putting your trust in the money, and you see the money running out, you see it going down, you have to spend it, you have to circulate it. If your trust is in the money, you're going to be up and down, right? But if your trust is in source, in God we trust, if your trust is in the source of your supply, you will always and forever be supplied. Okay? So, any questions, comments, or concerns before we hop off? This, hold on, y'all. I'm just putting the link in the, hold on one second. Use code. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. Like the energy that I'm even in on this live event. I've been doing live events, y'all, for 4.5 years. I've been doing everything that I've been doing for 4.5 years. And it's just been in the last 6 months that I have really been able to collapse time and take everything that I've learned and actually put it into motion. But it doesn't have to take you that long. You can actually go figure it out on your own. You could. I did it. You'll get there. Maybe, right? Or you could use a proven and practical method, right, that will absolutely get you where you want to go if you do the work. I'm going to give you everything you need. I'm going to be available for you. But I told you guys earlier, you are the only problem and you are the only solution. You must make the decision and you must do the work. But I am going to be there to guide you every step of the way. I told you guys that God told me to do this. This is not M. Simone. This is God saying, help these people. The great school of life is not just about, oh, my TikTok, oh, my phone died. Tragic. The great school of life is not just about, this one thing. This is a life-changing, a world-changing idea that God has given me. This is just the first step. But I believe that the information that we teach needs to be taught at the earliest level. As soon as your child gets into a school, it needs to be the great school of life. Because if we can teach them the consciousness of success, it does not matter what strategy they choose. If they want to work a job, great. If they want to have a business, great. If they want to do X, great. They're going to be successful because they're coming from a consciousness of success. So my goal is to raise collective consciousness, right? And I'm doing it right now through the Thinking from the End program, through social media, through the things that I promote, okay? I love you all. This is great. My phone died, so TikTok is probably like, where's she at? But if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. The Fam and Friend discount code is going to be valid until October 31st, okay? October 31st will be the last day that the code is valid. Now, absolutely, anytime after that, you can absolutely enroll. But I would encourage you to make the decision that you want to be in this program, that you want to invest in yourself through this program and create a life of ease and flow, prosperity and abundance, and purpose and passion, right? So make the decision, and then the funds, the means will come. That's how it works. But if you're focused on why you can't do it and you haven't even made the decision yet, we're already out of balance. Okay? So let me know, guys, if you have any questions, if there's anything that I can assist you with. If you send me a DM, send me a message. Right now I may still be doing phone calls. I don't know, because I have a very strong feeling there's going to be an inpour of people, and I'm not going to have let me not say that. I'm going to be allocating my time differently, right? So if it is a phone call, I'm going to be allocating my time differently. But if you have questions, please reach out to me. However you found me. I know Addie asked for my social media, Simone Influence, TikTok and Instagram, and I believe YouTube as well. And then Simone Manifest on Facebook. Find me, send me a DM, reach out to me, ask for help. Okay? Ask for help. If you truly believe that this is what's for you and you feel it, I'm not talking about what your thoughts are saying. I'm talking about the feeling, right? If you feel it, please reach out to me and act on that feeling. Okay? Do not go back to your respective lives and just let this go and act like it didn't happen. Because I planted seeds in you guys for the last 2 hours. And if you water those seeds, if you continue to give energy to those seeds, focus on what I've talked to you about, you will absolutely find everything that you need to get where you want to go. It will be shown to you. Okay. You're so welcome, Addie. Thank you so much for showing up, love. I appreciate you. If you guys have questions, reach out to me. But we are done. 2 hours are in the books. That went by fast, right? If you have any questions, let me know. I will be here. Like I said, my phone died, so I'll charge it here in a second. But the family and friends discount is until October 31st. If you have somebody that you thought of while I was talking in any way, tell them about this offer. Tell them about my social media. Give them my contact info. I will reach out to them, right? I will do the piece that I need to do. But I want all of you to be successful. God has, like I said, chosen me to do this, and I am going to fulfill on this calling as best as I can. Okay? I love you all. Kisses. Thank you so much for coming, and let me know if I can serve you in any way. Oh, we didn't even do the visualization. I forgot all about it. Damn.